My friends, life doesn't hand us a manual when we're born. It doesn't give us a rulebook with step-by-step instructions. But over the years, I've discovered that there are principles, rules that, if you live by them, can help you win this game we call life. Not just win in money, not just in career, but in happiness, relationships, and in personal fulfillment. Success is never an accident. It doesn't just drop out of the sky and land in someone's lap. Every achievement, every victory, every great accomplishment has a trail behind it, a set of patterns, habits, and choices that led to it. If you look closely enough, you'll see that success leaves footprints, and all you have to do is follow them. The problem is, most people walk through life with their eyes down, distracted, or too proud to learn from others. They want to figure everything out on their own, and in doing so, they waste years stumbling over mistakes that could have been avoided if they had simply paid attention. When I was young, I was taught something that changed my life forever. If you want to be wealthy, study wealth. If you want to be healthy, study health. If you want to be happy, study happiness. And the truth is, someone has already discovered the rules. Someone has already paid the price. And someone has already lived the experience. Why not learn from them? Why not take their decades of trial and error and shrink it into a few lessons you can apply right now? That is the shortcut most people miss. But paying attention takes humility. You have to be willing to say, I don't know it all. I can learn from someone who's ahead of me. It means listening to conversations, reading books, attending seminars, asking questions, and most importantly, watching closely how successful people live, not just what they say. Success isn't always in the big things they do. Sometimes it's in the small disciplines, how they manage their mornings, how they spend their money, how they treat people, how they control their thoughts. Those small details leave behind clues that are invisible to the careless, but obvious to the student who is watching. If you want to win life, you must become a student of success. Take notes on how people rise, but also take notes on how people fall, because failure leaves clues too. The wise person learns both ways. Let every conversation, every encounter, every story, every example add to your library of wisdom. That way, you won't just live your own life. You'll live thousands of lives through the lessons you've gathered. So don't just walk through life casually. Pay attention, watch, listen, study. Because the clues are everywhere, and the sooner you recognize them, the sooner you'll join the ranks of those who win. Everybody has dreams. Everybody has visions of a better tomorrow, whether it's a healthier body, a thriving business, a strong family, or financial independence. But here's the truth. Dreams without discipline are nothing more than wishes. And wishes don't change lives. What changes lives is discipline, the daily, consistent, sometimes unglamorous practice of doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. Discipline is the bridge between the dream in your mind and the reality you hold in your hands. Think about a bridge for a moment. A bridge connects 2 points, the place where you are now and the place you want to be. Without the bridge, you're stuck on one side, staring across the water at the life you desire but can't reach. Discipline is that connection. It's what carries you from someday to today, from intention to execution, from hoping to having. The challenge is, discipline is not easy. It demands sacrifice. It asks you to trade comfort for consistency, excuses for effort, and distraction for focus. But here's the reward. The pain of discipline weighs ounces, while the pain of regret weighs tons. You either suffer the small pain of doing what's required each day, or you suffer the crushing pain of looking back years from now, realizing you could have had more, been more, achieved more. If Only you had built the bridge. Discipline shows up in simple ways. It's in waking up a little earlier to read or exercise. It's in saving money when it would feel better to spend. It's in making that extra call, finishing that project, or choosing healthy food when junk food is tempting. These small acts don't always look significant in the moment, but over time, they compound into extraordinary results. Success is never one giant leap. It's the accumulation of 1,000 disciplined steps. And here's the secret. Discipline doesn't restrict you, it frees you. It frees you from the control of laziness, from the prison of bad habits, from the limits of mediocrity. Discipline gives you power. When you know you can trust yourself to follow through, your confidence soars. When you keep promises to yourself, your self-respect grows. Discipline is not punishment, it is self-respect in action. So if you want your dreams to stay alive, you must build the bridge. Start small, stay steady, and let discipline carry you across. Because the dream is waiting. The question is, will you have the discipline to reach it? Life is less about what happens to you and more about how you respond to it. Circumstances rise and fall, seasons change, people come and go. But the one thing you always carry with you is your attitude. Your attitude is the lens through which you see the world, and that lens determines how high you will rise. Two people can face the exact same problem. One sees it as a dead end, the other sees it as a challenge to grow. Same problem, different altitude because of attitude. Your attitude is your choice. It is not dictated by the weather, the economy, or the behavior of others. It's dictated by what you decide to focus on, what you allow into your thoughts, and how you train your perspective. A negative attitude shrinks possibilities. It blinds you to opportunities, magnifies obstacles, and drives people away. But a positive attitude rooted in gratitude, hope, and resilience creates altitude. It lifts you higher than your circumstances, and it draws others toward you. People are naturally attracted to light, and a good attitude makes you that light. Now, I'm not talking about blind optimism or pretending everything is perfect. That's not attitude, that's denial. A true winning attitude acknowledges the reality of the situation, but chooses not to be defeated by it. It says, yes, the storm is real. Yes, the road is hard, but I will not let this define me. I will rise above it. That's strength of spirit. That's the attitude that turns setbacks into comebacks. Think about it. Skills can open doors, but attitude decides if the door stays open. Knowledge can get you a job, but attitude determines whether you'll get promoted. Talent may put you on the field, but attitude decides if you'll stay in the game. Attitude is the multiplier of every other gift you have. Without it, talent is wasted. With it, even average ability can achieve extraordinary results. And here's the secret. Your altitude is contagious. Your attitude influences your family, your friends, your team, your entire environment. Walk into a room with a spirit of negativity, and you drag everyone down. Walk into a room with energy, hope, and belief, and you lift everyone up. Which do you want to be? The weight that pulls others down, or the wings that help them soar? So decide today to guard your attitude like treasure. Protect it from negativity. Feed it with gratitude. Sharpen it with faith, and strengthen it with perspective. Because in the end, life is not just about what you achieve. It's about who you become while achieving it. And who you become is determined not by your conditions, but by your attitude. Remember, your attitude sets your altitude, and your altitude determines how far you will fly. The greatest investment you will ever make is not in the stock market, not in real estate, not in gold or business. The greatest investment is in yourself. Because here's the truth. You take yourself into everything you do. If you're weak, unfocused, and unprepared, even the best opportunity will slip through your fingers. But if you are strong, skilled, and disciplined, you can turn even average opportunities into great results. Before you put money into anything, put time, effort, and resources into you. Think of it this way. If you have a dull axe, it doesn't matter how hard you swing, the tree won't fall easily. But if you sharpen the axe, the same effort produces far greater results. You are that axe. Your skills, your mindset, your health, your knowledge, these are the sharp edges that determine how effective you'll be in life. Too many people spend their time trying to cut trees with a dull blade, wondering why they're exhausted and going nowhere. The answer isn't to swing harder, it's to sharpen yourself. Investing in yourself means reading the right books, seeking mentors, and feeding your mind with wisdom. It means learning new skills, practicing until you master them, and staying curious. It means taking care of your body, because what good is success if you don't have the health to enjoy it? It means managing your emotions, strengthening your mindset, and developing the kind of character that people can trust. Some people spend money on clothes to impress others, but never spend a dime on a course to improve themselves. They'll spend hours scrolling on a phone, but never spend 30 minutes journaling, reflecting, or learning. But let me tell you, cars rust, clothes fade, gadgets go out of style, but what you put into yourself never leaves you. It compounds, it grows, and eventually it shows. When you invest in yourself, opportunities start to chase you instead of you chasing them. Why? Because value attracts reward. If you make yourself valuable through your attitude, your skills, your discipline, then the marketplace, the workplace, even life itself, has no choice but to reward you. The world pays for value, and the more valuable you are, the more life opens doors that others can't even see. So never be afraid to spend time and money on yourself. The seminar, the book, the course, the workout, the quiet time of reflection. They're not expenses, they're investments. And they pay the highest dividends you'll ever receive, because at the end of the day, the world doesn't just give you what you want. It gives you what you are prepared for. And preparation begins with investing in you. Life has a way of testing you. Every dream worth having will be challenged. Every goal worth reaching will come with resistance. The road to success is not paved with ease. It is paved with obstacles, delays, disappointments, and failures. And yet, the ones who rise to the top, the ones who taste victory, are rarely the smartest, the fastest, or even the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to quit. Persistence is the great equalizer. It takes ordinary people and produces extraordinary results. Quitting is easy. Anybody can quit. When things get hard, when the results don't come as fast as you hoped, when people doubt you, quitting whispers in your ear, "Why bother? This isn't working." But here's the truth: quitting guarantees failure. Persistence keeps the possibility of success alive. As long as you keep moving, no matter how slow, the door remains open. The moment you quit, the story ends. Persistence is not just stubbornness, it's faith in action. It's saying, "I believe the seed I planted will grow, even if I don't see it yet." Farmers don't dig up the soil every day to check if the seed is sprouting. They water it, they nurture it, they trust the process. That's persistence. Too many people give up just before the harvest. They stop digging 3 feet from gold. They walk away from the race when the finish line is just around the corner. Life rewards those who keep showing up when others walk away. Every successful person you admire has a story of persistence. The great entrepreneurs went bankrupt before they struck gold. The great athletes lost more games than they won early on. The great leaders were laughed at before they were followed. But they stayed in the fight. They kept showing up, kept learning, kept adjusting, kept pressing forward. Eventually, life had to yield to their persistence. And here's the beauty of persistence. It changes you along the way. Every time you push through resistance, you grow stronger. Every time you get back up after being knocked down, you build resilience. Every time you keep going when quitting seems easier, you deepen your character. Persistence doesn't just help you reach the goal. It shapes you into the kind of person who can handle the goal once you get there. So, make this decision once and for all. Quitting is not an option. You may rest, you may adjust, you may even take a step back to reassess, but you will not quit. Because if you stay long enough, fight hard enough, and believe deep enough, life will eventually reward you. Victory always belongs to the one who refuses to stop. So, if you want to win life, remember these principles. Pay attention to success clues, practice discipline, keep your attitude right, invest in yourself, and never quit. These are not just ideas to think about. They're rules to live by, and if you live by them, you won't just play life, you'll win it.